Alright guys, so Tim just left for work. I'm gonna kind of combine this in to a collective thing. Because I didn't really vlog a whole lot over the past couple of days. So tomorrow morning I have to go up to Vantage, which is like a medical equipment supplies type store. I have to get my CPAP machine. I think it's my sleep apnea machine. I think it's for, like, I think it's a CPAP, but so I gotta get that done, and then I have to go and get blood work done tomorrow. So my doctor and I sat down when I went and had my yearly womanly exam, and every time I would ovulate, blood work would show that I didn't. And me and my doctor talked about it, and she said that on the letrozole, no matter how weird your cycles are, textbook supposed to, like, if you go by the textbook, you're supposed to ovulate on cycle day 14. Not before, not after, on cycle day 14 of your cycle. You're supposed to have 28-day cycles on letrozole. I don't. I never have. Never will. I generally go to cycle day 18, and that's when my body is telling me you're ovulating. I can feel the cramping. It's not even more or less cramping. It's more or less just this nagging. It's not even painful. It's just like this nagging sensation. I feel like I constantly have to pee, but it's not in like my bladder area. It's at my ovaries. It's like my bladder or my ovaries have to pee. Obviously, that's not at all how it is, but I think it's just like the nerves and stuff of the ovary, like signaling my body to release it. I don't know. I have no idea, but I can feel it. And I can never feel it unless I'm on medications. And even then, the single dose, I couldn't feel it. The double dose, I could feel it. And then the triple dose that I took this month, I can definitely feel it. So, me and my doctor talked about it, and she said that the cycle day 21 blood work is supposed to show your progesterone levels have increased to show ovulation. But since I don't ovulate on cycle day 14, I have to go 7 days after I get a positive ovulation test. So I got a positive ovulation test last Thursday, and I came home and, you know, completely forgot about having to call my doctor earlier this week. But I was over at the post office. I was like, crap, I need to call them and get the blood work paperwork sent over tomorrow. Or for tomorrow. So I called her, and the secretary was really confused. But I told her me and the doctor had talked it over. We talked about it at my last exam that I had done back in July, the beginning of first few days of the month of July. I told her, I said, we sat down, we talked about it, and she said to go 7 days after a positive ovulation test. So I have to go tomorrow and get my blood work done to see if my body did ovulate, or see if the blood work shows that it did, because I'm not sure why, but my blood work always shows negative for ovulation. But that's obviously not the case, because last month, or not last month, but the month before, I got my blood work done. Cycle day 21, I went in and got my blood work, and it showed negative for ovulation. But I ended up going and getting my period when I was expected to, 14 days after ovulation, and she's like, well, I'm not sure why the blood work doesn't show because you ovulated. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not, I'm not getting my blood work done on the right day or even close to the right day like, I should be going on cycle day 25 according to my body's schedule. So even like the cycle that we got pregnant with Ella, I went in, got my cycle day 21 blood work. They called me the day after Christmas, I think it was, and told me that my blood work showed that I was negative for ovulation, that we would have to try again next month and to call when I got my cycle. Or if I got my cycle. If I didn't get my cycle in like 2 weeks, she said to call in, get the medication, Provera, to make me ovulate, or make me start my period. But then a few days later, I found out I was pregnant with Ella, so I did in fact ovulate. So we're gonna have to go and get that done, see if it changes the results at all. And so that's just what we've been kind of battling, trying to figure out. That one messed up. This one looks like it's still going good. I have axolotls. I'm trying to make them bigger, but I'm not thinking it's going, I don't think it's going very well, because it keeps messing up. But back to the fair. So we, like I told you guys a couple days ago, we had some babysitter issues. Ended up working out in the end, but so Friday, Tim had taken Ella out to the babysitter. She was supposed to watch her, but she wasn't there. She had left, and nobody had heard from her in hours. She finally messaged her husband, and things happened. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to slam her or anybody that's involved, but Tim ended up, like, he's like, oh, well, I could just leave her with the husband, and he just ultimately ended up bringing Ella home. Tim's brother stayed here at the house and watched her here while I was at the fair and Tim went to work. Which was kind of nice because I could check on them through the security cameras and see, you know, how things are going. Got it figured out. He stayed at home with her. And then Saturday, Tim took the day off and he came over. He went over to the fair, met me over there. We hung out for a little bit, took Ella to get some cotton candy, I think. And then they went out to his friend's house, helped them clean up the yard and stuff like that so that they don't get, like, written up or whatever and have to pay a fine. There's nothing wrong with their yard, but the authority of their town is just, they're a-holes. So Tim went over to help with that. And then later on that night, Tim brought Ella back over to the fair, hung out, took her to ride the ponies, took her to do the big slide and like the vertical reality, like trampoline type things. They didn't hook the bungees up to her, but they did put her in the harness so that she could still bounce on the trampoline and get a little bit of air, but she wasn't going like way high on, like with the bungees. But yeah, so they ended up staying, watched fireworks. Then I started to tear down and he helped me tear down. Ella kind of crawled around in the van for a little bit while we tore down. But then we came home. She got into bed. I went to bed. Tim went to bed. We all just kind of went to bed. Overall, I did really well. I pulled in about 1,500, obviously not 1,000, I wish. But I pulled in about 1,500 over the course of the 6 days. That's not including my booth fee. I technically made closer to 18, but with my booth fee and everything, that obviously brought the price, like my total profit down. The first day, since I took my booth fee out of that first day, I only made 67 bucks at the end of the day. But technically I made like 217 or something like that, but that was with my booth fee taken out. So I made $67, and then I set a goal for myself. I wanted to hit 200, then I wanted to hit 300, and then I was still happy with 300. The last and final day, I was hoping to hit 400. I was hoping to hit 400. And the beginning of the day was so slow. Like, it was just overall a slow day. So I would have been happy with 300. But at the rate it was going, I was going to be lucky if I hit 200. It was a really slow day. At the end of the night, I packed up, came home, calculated. I had pulled in $330 on the last day. So I was past what I was happy with, but I was just short of what I was hoping for. If someone had come in and bought a couple more things, that'd have been good. But I completely sold out of my axolotls. The last day I think I had 5, and they ended up all being sold. I think I had 40 at the beginning of the week. I sold all of them. So I came home and we're printing more rose dragons because I sold a lot of those. Printing axolotls, printing orders. I had 8 orders come in from the day of the beginning of the fair until the end of the fair, so I had to get cranking on orders. All of our orders are done except for one, which is good. And right now we're just kind of printing whatever we want right at the moment. The order will be done tonight. I'll start it before we go to bed, but right now I'm working on different things. Like, I'm trying to make these axolotls bigger so that we have some big ones that are big like the rose dragons, but I don't think that they're working out. I don't know what's going on with them. I don't think they're gonna work out though. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this axolotl off the build plate and restart it and see if I can't get it to go. I'm gonna spray some more hairspray and see if I can't get it to stick better. But we're just gonna have to see how things go. If I can finally get one to print, I'll show you guys what it looks like.